Welcome to Queer Coded Country, where yeehaw meets yes queen.
A podcast about growing up in the South and realizing that it's pretty dang queer. I'm Tucker.
And I'm Hunter.
Oh my God, girl.
We
need the girls, the title holders,
the announcements,
to be subscribing to YouTube.
Honestly, specifically YouTube, because we said so.
Yeah, it's a rule.
And we are now trying to become famous YouTubers and get paid to just talk shit on YouTube.
Yeah, pretty much.
Feels pretty simple.
Yeah.
But for real, title holders, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
We are still open to comments and reviews that shoot your shot with us.
For us in particular, Spotify has comments now when you're listening, when you're reviewing, when you're rating, when you're subscribing, when you're following, when you're getting push notifications to your phone about our podcast.
Honey, wait till we start texting you nonstop.
Can't wait for that moment.
Yes. So if you're not already, subscribe, like, help some title holders out.
Thank you for the love in advance.
Share it with a friend.
Better yet, word of mouth, mama.
That's the call to, share it with a friend.
That's right.
Okay, well, now that we got that out of the way and we're fast-tracked to YouTube fame, let's get into the episode. So, again, just a reminder, we are now in an official pageant scorecard era.
Exactly.
And so tonight's episode is all about the beauty salon.
The beauty shop, mama.
And we know that beauty salons have cultural significance across the board.
Yep.
But we are speaking specifically from the sweet Southern old lady church vibe.
Yes.
Because that's what we grew up in.
The beauty shop and the hair salon is like so significant across so many cultures for multiple different reasons and so ingrained in their culture. This is the church lady POV.
Honey,
getting your hair done is 100% what we grew up with day in and day out. And that's what you're about to hear.
Yes. So the official Queer Coded Country scorecard is 10% looking back and finding humor in things that were once traumatic.
Like me being scared about the fact of coming off too gay in school while I'm also like at the beauty shop getting the highlights rinsed out of my hair.
20% realizing things.
The art of bless your heart.
It's so hard for me not to just go into it. 20% yeehaw.
The higher the hair, the closer to God.
Amen. 20% yes, queen.
Salons are both high camp and high drag.
Say that. And 30% the intersection of where yeehaw meets yes, queen.
Like the vulnerability of sitting in the chair during a transformation of your hair.
Oh my God. A makeover, if you will.
Well, before we get in, I have to ask, how's your mom and them, Hunt?
How much time do you have?
Not a lot.
Let me ask you.
Remember, we're trying to get it tight. We're trying to get it tight.
Have you ever been to war?
No. That was one of my biggest fears growing up.
The draft?
Oh, honey, absolutely.
Same.
I was terrified.
Obviously. Add that to the list.
Yeah.
Okay, well, since you haven't been to war, do you believe in karma? Like, do you believe in the karma of the universe?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I feel like I just won a war.
You get what you give. I believe in that.
I feel like I've just won a war. Mm-hmm. And I had it on before, my sweatshirt that said feral faggot.
Yeah.
And I had to take it off because I'm sweating.
Yeah.
But that's how I am. I'm a feral faggot. How about you? How's your mom?
Okay, well, I'm shook to my core because not long ago, Hunter and I were going through old photos in prep for the pod, getting inspiration. And I found a photo of me doing a 5K, my baby's first 5K at the U of A, and I had to share a picture of it with Hunter because I was standing in front of the sign, and I am like, thank you so much to the sorority that put this on and the Arkansas Student Government Association for allowing me to run in the 5K. I was like...
You signed up and you paid, but they allowed you to.
And I took the 5K so seriously, and when I texted Hunter about it, he rocked my world when he reminded me that I transformed into a 5K runner via couch to 5K. Literally, it was such a part of my life.
It was a huge part of us living together.
Yes.
As well.
Tucker's going for a run.
He's out to do couch to 5K. I'm eating chicken nuggets on the couch.
But literally, it was like this like app based on like teaching you how to do a 5K if only you were getting up from the couch, and I will never forget it.
People know what couch to
That's
5K is.
Comment if you want to shoot your shot. Comment if you also are a couch to 5K survivor.
Yes, and also if you'd like to train for the marathon, Tucker's ready.
My knee, give me a couple years because I might have to have a knee replacement before that. But in the spirit of transformations, like me transforming from a couch potato to a 5K runner to have running a 5K, the beauty shop is the place where you go for a transformation.
Absolutely.
It is like the perfect intersection of where Yeehaw meets Yes Queen. It is such, from the Southern experience, like the hair salon is a hub, a cultural hub.
Literally.
For a lot of people, like we were saying, but from our experience, it's like, it's where gossip gets spread. It's where you're seeing the trends of the time. It's where
I love thinking about them as trends because
they were trends.
I know, but isn't it funny to think that we didn't even know what a trending sound was?
Well, no, right. Well, I remember going to the beauty salon or the beauty shop with my mom because she always scheduled my hair appointments on the same day that she had her hair appointments when
obviously
when
seamless.
I wasn't able to drive. And so I remember going, and I remember they had this like stack of books that's like hairstyle suggestions and like styles, like you could go to the person and say, I want this, which is a terrifying idea.
I know. I'm imagining like Bump It Talk from the Bump It era when everyone was in the Bump It. If you could just go to TikTok and it was like Bump It Talk and is everyone's Bump It's.
Well, I will say one thing about the ladies of Arkansas County. They didn't have Bump It's.
Oh.
They were not wearing Bump It's because
they were doing the real thing.
They were teasing it to Jesus. And
hire the hair closer to God.
No, literally they looked like they had blimps in their hair.
No.
Like
okay, but here's the thing. I was on Facebook recently and I saw this girl from my hometown. I thought she had a fucking Bump It in. I was like, I thought this was done.
She don't need no Bump It.
I thought this was over.
Yeah.
Anyway, the image of the images of the hair burned into my brain. So you said you went with your mom. You would have the same day appointments. Like, what was the vibe of the salon? Like, what was what was around you, honey?
I loved it because it truly was like what I saw in film. It was like, does life imitate art or does art imitate life?
Were you bending and snapping, mama?
I wasn't that. God, I wish. But obviously, like, that is like an early formative queer culture is like seeing Bend and Snap and Legally Blonde and the gay works every time.
That would have definitely been you.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw that and I was like, oh my God. But
doing it in your bedroom.
Yeah. I know how to bend and snap. Anyway. But I would go, and it was very much like Truvy Salon and Steel Magnolias because it was like there were 5 people getting their hair done at once, 2 hairdressers, someone's under the hair dryer while someone else is getting a color, and while someone else is getting cut by the other lady.
Yeah, they're really turning them out.
And I loved going because we would go for hours, and I would just hear so much around me, and I just loved it so much because I was just like, felt like I was getting an education. And also it felt like what it was like for me just growing up because I talk a lot about how like I'm an only child. And so my parents just took me everywhere. So I was used to hearing these women talk about divorces or what their kids were doing or anything like that.
Well, it's funny because I feel like for me, it was like a gay experience that I got to have without feeling like it was gay because I had to.
Yes.
It was a necessity. You had to get your hair cut, honey. So it was like I got to go to the beauty shop, got to go to the salon.
Yeah.
And it was like I had to do it. So it was like getting permission to be gay
100%.
before and like not be outed because I wasn't choosing it. I had to get a fucking haircut.
I had to get highlights. Like, I had to. No, I remember because I had short hair when I first started. And so they would put on the cap and then they would get the thing and like the pin and like pull it through.
And that felt good.
Yeah, no, it was
great.
That's
like a scalp massage.
Totally. They would do that, but then I started to grow my hair out. And that's when I started getting the foil.
You got foil?
Oh, bitch. And you like, I never felt gayer, but I also felt protected because it was like a group of women. But I loved that feeling of like the heavy weight of the aluminum on my head. That's how long my hair was.
I cannot believe you got the foil.
Yeah.
I only ever got the cap.
Yeah.
But that's because I just did frosted tips.
Oh,
not to be confused with French tips.
Which we talked about earlier, which now our favorite new thing is, how do you want your tips? Frenched?
Or frosted. Okay, so you mentioned like being there forever or whatever. So this small town, right? My mom has had the same hairdresser since she was in college. And her...
Stop.
Kelly. And we love Kelly.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to Kelly, a title holder.
Yeah.
And then her sister Kristen cut my hair. And the real gag that I remembered when you were mentioning French tips is that Kristen also did nails. So you could go in to Sharper Image, bitch, and you could get your hair done, your nails done.
Yes.
All of it. And Kristen would pick me up from school on the days that I would get my hair cut. She would pick me up with her kids. We'd go to the salon. Mom would meet us there. It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
I loved when Kristen would pick us up.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy because literally Mom still goes to Kelly.
Yeah.
And has a standing appointment to get her roots done like every week.
Well, you know whose hair looks good? Stacey's.
Honey, it's always looked good.
Yeah.
The bitch has always had her hair done.
Totally.
Absolutely done.
Yeah.
So, okay, you had highlights.
Yeah.
I had French tips.
Oh my God. Frosted tips. French tips. Imagine having frosted tips with French tip manicure.
I don't have to. I'm about to go
do
it. But no, literally, also, I used Ice Spiker, like an amount of Ice Spiker.
Is that a Got To Be product?
I think it is, which is owned by Hinkle, actually, so get it right.
Okay, well, excuse
CBG
me.
Queen.
Well, that's the brand external name.
Okay, but the point that I'm trying to get to is I also had this era where I would only wear visors, not hats.
Okay, Guy Fieri. This is sounding like Guy Fieri. Frosted tips and a visor.
Okay, but it's not. Because I would take this brush. So I would put the Ice Spiker in my hair and I would take the brush and like I had like the swoop in the top. And then I would put the visor on so that my hair was sticking out of the visor.
Oh.
And that's why I'm gay.
Yeah, no, 100%. I just remember it was so funny because as you were just talking about Sharper Image, I remember like all hair salons had some of like were like studio blank, but then some had like funny names like Curl Up and Die. And
Curl Up and Die?
Yeah, like a Curl Up and Die.
Oh.
Yeah. But I also remember like a beauty salon aesthetic for a little bit was like those like 80s women that were like drawn a little bit. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like the visage, like the face. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry. An aesthetic remembrance.
I can still smell Sharper Image.
Yeah.
Did you go to the same person your whole life or did you switch it up?
Not my whole life. When I was younger, I went to one hairdresser and then I ended up going to another one, Ginger. Love you, Ginger.
Shout out to Ginger.
Shout out to Ginger. And I went to her from like middle school until I was in college.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Kristen exclusively cut my hair my whole life.
Yeah.
And then my babysitter, the one that did I ever tell you the story about I would watch Undressed on MTV? There was like a late night show.
Oh, I don't know Undressed,
and
honestly.
It was called Undressed and I still remember it. And I was in first grade. And my babysitter at the time, I asked her because I saw it on Undressed, what 2 women would need a cucumber for.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And she told me.
Yeah. Oh. And that's why the beauty shop is the place and the cultural hub because you will be learning things there that you never thought you would be able to learn.
Yes, because she became my hairdresser once I was older, but she gave me my first bad haircut.
Yeah.
And I like literally panicked about it. And I found a photo the other day where I still had that hair and it's traumatic, but I still love her. And I'm so thankful to know what 2 women would need a cucumber for.
Well,
it stuck with me, honestly.
At the time, you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I would walk out like it was a movie montage every time I walked out of Ginger's.
After having the foil in, bitch, you were the most unsufferable person ever.
Oh, no, I walked out and it felt great. And then I remember when I was in high school, someone had old photos and they were like, oh my God, Tucker, look at this photo I found of you. And it's me with braces with a Hollister polo on and my honey highlights. And I ripped it out of their hands and went home and burned it and then took a picture of me burning it and posted that to Facebook.
And that's called a Scorpio.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But also I remember listening a ton to like just what was going on around me.
Yes.
And I remember one time this guy, I was getting my hair cut and this guy walked in and, real recognize real, gay recognize gay.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, homie is gay. And I'm probably like in middle school. And he's there at the beauty shop for a little bit, kind of like just dropping something off. I think he was friends with one of the owners or the hairstylist. And they like chatted for a little bit. And then while someone else was in the chair, the hairdresser was talking to the person in the chair and was like, well, he's gay. And they just kind of kept talking. And,
your butthole clenched.
Yeah, and I'm just overhearing it. And then I remember she was cutting her hair and then she was quoting someone about, she was like, well, someone told me this. They said, he may be gay, but he went to Afghanistan and he fought for our country. And I will never, ever forget that.
And that's why you were scared of the draft.
Yes, 100%. But
because the one other gay person at the salon had to go to Afghanistan and fight for our country.
Yes, which it just cracked me up because I was like, it was an example of where we were at the time, which was like
war.
Gay people, we were at war, but also like not at the level yet where like gay people were like on the metrosexual was becoming a thing.
In the South,
I definitely
certainly
had a metrosexual haircut.
Yeah.
And I will just never forget hearing her talk about it that way because I was like, one, they're talking about a taboo subject at that time.
Oh my God, yes.
But it was okay because he was a soldier.
Because he was a soldier. Because he survived the war.
Right. But
that gives you a pass.
Yes. And that to me was like one of the most memorable things about hearing people talk the way they do in a beauty salon. And we've talked about this before, but Southern women know exactly how to veil a criticism. And they know exactly how to do it at a beauty shop when they don't necessarily know who all's around, but they also want to make their opinion known a little bit.
Correct. And we referenced this in the scorecard.
Yeah.
But it is the art of bless your heart.
Totally.
And I think what's so interesting is that you and I, more than any, obviously because of, we're codependent, let's just say it. But we talk to each other like this still.
Yeah.
And I find myself sometimes doing it to other people and it kind of goes over their head a little bit because maybe they're like, aren't understanding.
Is that person being cunty to me? Yeah.
But it is. I think obviously everyone has experienced a backhanded compliment, but like Southern women, specifically Southern religious women, specifically Southern religious women in a beauty salon, bitch, that is a backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
And we did discover that backhanded compliments are not maybe universal. So we looked up the definition.
All right, Miriam. Come on, Mr. Webster.
Got to get my phone out from asking chat.
Yeah.
Okay. The phrase backhanded compliment solidified in American English by the early 1900s, capturing the mix of charm and sting, the perfect verbal delivery for cultures like the genteel South or old British drawing rooms, where open confrontation was frowned upon, but social hierarchy still demanded a pecking order.
100%. And where but the beauty shop do all of those different hierarchies come together?
Oh my God, because literally you've got all of these different people, and especially for sought after stylists like Kelly.
Oh, honey, and Ginger.
They are the voice of a generation. They're Gossip Girl.
Yeah.
But the way that I didn't realize until I became gay and discovered that it's just reading someone down.
Yeah.
That like the way that Southern women just eviscerate each other without saying a bad thing at all.
Right.
Like it's just crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
The other part of it, and I think this is like literally the epitome of what it means to like go gossip at the beauty salon. So mom, Kelly, been going to her for years.
Yeah.
And honestly, everyone in the town goes to Kelly or knows Kelly. So, my sister had a little bit of a tumultuous divorce. Anyway, there was drama during the divorce.
Yeah.
And my sister's ex-mother-in-law like brought a bunch of stuff to our house where we grew up in these like big trash bags and just like dumped them on the front porch.
Yeah.
And mind you, this is like small town. We grew up with like, we horse showed with them.
Yeah.
We've known them our whole life. And also proper, sweet talks like this, you know, definitely has not even given a backhanded compliment, maybe. Anyway, mom came home and saw this and texts her, and I have the text. And I'm going to read it.
Perfect.
Really, Teresa? Who in their right fucking mind thinks it's okay to bag up someone's stuff and drop it on her parents' front porch? This is not the goddamn Goodwill. Do not ever come to my house again. This will be sent to Ashley's lawyer. You're a real class act. There was more, but I'm going to spare the rest. But the point of this is that mom rushed to the beauty salon to make sure that she told Kelly so that her version would be the one. And I was asking mom permission to tell this story. And she said, oh yeah. She said, you know, literally I'd already thought about this. She said, yeah, you know, I had to get there first. And you know what? My girl will honor me. I was like, I know that's right. She said, I know she will tell my side of the story, and that's on cultural significance.
100%. But we'll get into this. But like, that's the level of trust that you establish in the beauty shop, especially with someone that you go to over time. You build trust.
Oh my God, my mom is 65, I think. Yeah. I hope. Sorry, Stacey, if you're younger. And she has been going to her since she was in college. You met her in college. That is her whole life.
100%.
So anyway, the art of Bless Your Heart is like our vernacular and like how we speak to each other. It's also vicious and like disclaimer, it's vicious. But to get us into this, I did pull some that like are very common. And this one is you.
Oh, okay.
You know, her home is very comfortable, very lived in. Because background for the title holders is once Tucker spilt sauce.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
Brian's
yes. Okay. This
couch,
is right. This is me.
And we were panicked, and Tucker was panicked trying to clean it up. And he was like, you know, it'll look better this way. Just lived in.
Yeah.
But it's like literally the other one. She's a hot mess, but she cleans up nice with some effort.
With some effort.
She'll help you move bodies, but complain the whole damn time.
Stop. God, it's so funny because like we're talking about them as examples, but they are literally just like the natural language.
She's one of God's busiest bees.
I love that so much.
Also, she's on every committee because she loves the Lord and attention.
God, it's just so good to be able to like hear that, and like it just takes me back.
One more. She's always calling things a season. Well, some seasons seem to last years with that one.
Yeah. Well, so part of it too is like the reason that these are like kind of veiled is because, especially if you go to a beauty shop where there's like multiple people, like you don't know who's around.
Right. You are speaking in tongues, honey, in code.
Yeah.
Because you don't want anyone to hear you.
Yes.
But you also need to get your point across, and you're also just a cunt and can't admit it.
And some people like an audience.
Well,
you wouldn't know anything about that,
would you? I don't know anything about
like
an audience.
But to your point, like, I mean, obviously, I feel like a lot of people understand this like dynamic of hearing beauty shop gossip. Obviously, like not everyone is participating, but that's what makes the beauty shop fun. Oh, and
but
like,
everyone's listening. Oh, if you're not, even if you're not participating, you're listening, honey.
I mean, honey, that's what I was listening to, and I heard,
and that's why you were scared to go to Afghanistan
about the gay soldier. So to help us, like, continue to exemplify this and just show our proficiency
that's
in
Tucker's
the beauty shop.
Really nice way. That's his veiled way of saying we want to talk some shit.
Honey, I'm doing it. I'm giving a masterclass in it right now. Yeah. So Hunter and I are going to give each other some scenarios in modern language, and we will either respond to it or retell it in how we would hear it in the beauty shop from someone sitting in the chair, under the hairdryer, however.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you going first or am I going first?
I'm going to give you one first.
Okay, hold on. Let me get into character.
Okay.
Hey, hun.
Okay,
How's
so
your mama now?
your situation is the preacher's wife wore a scandalous outfit to the church Easter benefit, and now everyone is talking about it.
Oh my God, girl. Did you see that skirt that she was
did.
wearing on Easter Sunday? Honey, he is risen, and so was the whole congregation when she comes in there looking like that. Somebody needs to teach her some manners. She's looking a little common, if you will.
Yes. It is. And that's even like, that's like spicy.
Yeah.
That's super messy.
Yeah,
That's like someone who is like, it's already been around. I might as well.
Yeah. Well, everybody else
saying it.
You know, I heard it at the beauty shop, so I guess it's public knowledge, but I guess they're getting divorced.
Now that is a good distinction. Is, you know how like things in copyright become public domain? Once you speak it in a beauty shop, does it then become common knowledge?
Well, it becomes fact.
Yeah. Say that.
It's the Bible.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give you one.
Okay.
You go to a pageant
Mm-hmm.
and it comes time for the talent show.
Mm-hmm.
And the performer doesn't do a good job.
Okay.
But you love the performer's family.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, I went and it was honestly, you could tell she practiced a lot. She practiced a lot and, you know, she gave her best effort and, you know, her family really put her up for that she took a lot of training and they paid for it too.
Do you think it's paying off?
I don't know. Let's talk about their car payments. I don't know about their car payments though.
Honey, I heard they were late on rent, and if that's what they're putting their money into, they better reinvest.
Literally. Okay.
This is so stupid.
I know, I love it. The PTA group text is in a dispute over making the executive decision this year to provide gluten-free snacks at the homecoming dance.
Oh my God. Girl, have you seen what's going on in the PTA group message?
I got it on mute.
Honey, here's the thing. When we were growing up, nobody cared about gluten intolerance. Nobody was lactose intolerant. We were all just toughened up. And here's what I really think.
Tell me.
Sherry is just coddling him, and he's never going to outgrow this. Honey, I'm putting the gluten in my snack, and I ain't telling no one. I bet nothing will happen.
That is so it, because it is full on rejection of like whatever the PTA president is going to do.
And title holders, please know that we did not practice these.
No.
We intentionally are
And we have a reason.
Honey, because you can't force this.
No.
It's a feeling. It's inside of you,
honey. It's natural.
You are at Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And your cousin brings a friend that people haven't seen in a while.
Oh, okay.
And that friend has gained weight.
Oh, okay.
And the table notices.
The table notices.
And remember, this is fake, so you can be as mean as you want.
Yeah, okay. I'm also coming at it as if I was reliving it after Thanksgiving, getting my highlights touched up.
You're there talking about dinner with the foil in your hair. Go.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you know, it's Thanksgiving, so I'm not going to judge what anybody puts on their plate. But we couldn't help but notice how many trips they made. And you know what, honey? Live your life. I love the way you live as long as you feel confident in it.
Okay, that was fun, and I literally love talking shit.
No, I love talking shit because it is like we were talking about, like that feeling of like listening to it at the beauty shop or participating in it is kind of like that. Should we say it? Should we be bad?
Should we be bad? It's also so funny because it's like literally a filter that I have to have on to not talk like that to other people or to not be that deeply shady. And I noticed that your filter is still very strong. I can take mine off and on pretty quickly. Yours is always on. I mean, hello. Well, hey.
Are you talking about when I'm in Southern beauty shop mode?
Well, no, both. When you're in Because the other side of this, we did a lot of the shit talking
Yeah.
side of it, but the other side of it is like saying something mean without saying something mean.
Yes.
Like we were doing the dirty shit talk, but there's also this part of like the well, hey of it all when you were like, well, hey.
Yeah.
It's like the passive dismissive part of it. And you have that.
I know, I do.
You are that.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah. I try not to. It's not out of like, I don't know what, I guess it's like trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like also, I don't know the full story.
Honey, I'm going to say this, but I never know.
That's the qualifier. And that is probably something I learned in the beauty shop.
No, you did. And so did I.
Yeah.
And my mom's still vicious.
Yeah.
Love her.
Yeah.
She did tell me once, she was like, I might be small, but I'll cut a bitch.
I believe it.
I bet she has. But that's the thing about it is like, it's so bad, but it's also so good. And like, we are up here really leaning into it and loving it. And we love to talk this way with each other. And it is so good, but it's also bad.
Yeah.
And it's also like, when we talk about on this podcast, like canceling shame, like, bitch, the shame came from the beauty shop.
Yeah. Well,
like,
because
hearing these women talk about each other's kids and each other, it's like, whoa.
Well, yeah, it's like you have to learn how to read between the lines. It's like
I'm reading in between the lines.
Stream dopamine. Anyway, yeah, like it really is like learning how to read between the lines of what someone is actually trying to say.
Yes.
And I feel like as obviously like hearing that conversation about the gay guy, like I remember like the context was like, oh, he did something great, but he is gay. So like,
right.
So I learned it was just another environment that I was in that reinforced like the social hierarchy, the pecking order, the like how you act and how you are or how you should be in public.
Yes. But that's the thing too. And that's like literally, truly the intersection of Yeehaw and Yes Queen and Queer Coded Country Thesis is like this thing that we fucking loved.
Yeah.
Talking shit at the beauty salon, getting foil in our hair, getting the cap, riding with Kristen, all of these things. And it was like so good and we just eat it up. But it's also like looking back, I'm like, God, these women were vicious. These women at the church were vicious.
Yeah.
And that's why people are full of shame.
Right. But to your point too, it's like, or well, to the opposite point, the other side of the coin, obviously, yes, like people are hearing like so many one-sided perspectives or perspectives that like of people that who will never have their minds changed, probably should or should be open to it. But also like I remember too, like when I would go, I was hearing like all kinds of conversations around me, even if they weren't shit talking or like sometimes they were supportive, but it was like people were totally different from me. Like, yes, probably like white, Southern, have lived there forever, but also like people that were in different like socioeconomic statuses with me, people who had different living situations, different family situations.
Their house was lived in.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. But like I remember through that learning about not everyone has the life that I do, or like everyone lives a little bit different. So I do think that helped shape a perspective on my worldview of like, okay, like, damn, like I can't think so one-sided here.
Well, the whole thing is that like literally our whole lives, beauty salon or not, were putting up a front. We were trying to be something we were not. We were hiding. We were masking our sexuality.
Yeah.
And the women talking in veiled threats at the fucking beauty salon trying to keep the pecking order in place are no different. They're just hiding something else. They're just doing that. They're covering their insecurities or they're trying to overcompensate for their shit because they are, living a life that maybe isn't actually as great as it is, or you feel better, and we all participate in that shit. I still do that stuff today, but it's like, that's what was so relatable about it as well, is that these women are here, not done up because their hair's in foil and whatever, but they're still trying to keep their image, their sharper image. They're keeping up their image.
Well, and I mean, as you're saying that, like I liken now how people are in a beauty shop to how we interact on social media now, like presenting an image or whatever. Is like the beauty shop is just wide open on social because you're presenting a specific type of version of yourself.
And honey, it's improv. You gotta be ready for anything. You gotta you might go in there one day and have the time of your life.
Yes.
The next day you're fighting for your fucking life because your
daughter's there.
Your daughter's fucking mother-in-law put trash bags on the front porch.
100%. You have to be ready for anything. Like, how am I going to interact in the situation? And that's why I think like the salon is really queer coded, is because you are prepared to express or show one part of yourself, and the salon is really a vulnerable place, even
in the chair, baby.
Even for like multiple reasons. Like, one, you're being vulnerable because you're giving someone your head of hair to like craft. It's
craft.
Yeah, honey, it is.
It is a craft. I'm not doubting that.
No, I know, but no, I know. Choice of words was flawless on my part. Anyway, but you're also vulnerable to the people that are around you. You might be someone in the salon that's opposite of you, who's richer than you, who's like
gayer than you,
just came like back from more religious, or like all these different backgrounds. So you're vulnerable, and your critique or opinion, whatever, could be foiled by this other person. So you're really like putting yourself out on the line by being there.
Yes. And the other part of this that I'm thinking about too is a lot of these women have had the same haircut their whole life.
I mean, hello, Lisa Rinna. Hello, Lisa.
Iconic hair. But when people would change their hair or like dye it or like, you know, really taking a risk, it's like, I remember that being like the biggest thing. Like someone getting bangs or someone doing whatever, you know. My sister literally had this curly hair and used curls up forever, and then the flat iron came out, honey, and then the flat iron, you know, and people were straightening their hair, and it's like so much, and this is a whole other topic, Lady Gaga's hair, but so much of your identity is wrapped up in that, and especially for Southern women, and truly the higher the hair, the closer to God, and like that is their armor. Like it is armor in Southern culture, how your hair is done and who does it and how it looks and how often you're getting those roots touched
and where you're wearing your hair, and it better be looking good everywhere you go.
Oh my God, honey.
Speaking to why Stacey has her hair done every time.
I am gonna show you old photos of my mother and my grandmother, and their fucking hair, they were dressed, done up. I mean, never missed a beat. I've worn this hat for fucking 4 months. I haven't gotten dressed in days, Lisa. Like, literally. And these women out here curling, blowing, smoking.
Cannot. I mean, luckily I have a pretty low maintenance haircut right now. But part of the vulnerability of being in the beauty salon, and like, it's like, it is transformation. To your point, it's like it becomes your armor. But like when someone has your literal head in their hands, and you want to make sure that person and y'all are on the same page. So you kind of open up and you like reveal more about yourself, and you develop a relationship. They learn your hair, they learn your life, how you like to be presented. I have to shout out my girl Mallory in Dallas. I went to her on a whim when I first moved to Dallas. I was like, okay, this place seems good. Booked an appointment with her. Instantly, like, I was like, okay, one, she did my hair right. And then we just developed this great relationship. And like, I knew she was an ally. Like, I never had to like say I'm gay to her. Like, the way we talked, it like became a thing. And then we became really close. And then literally as I went on my appointments with her, I was like, I never feel as good than when I leave Mallory's chair. No, like I always leave in such a good mood. I feel like I look good. Like I was able to be myself in this chair, and she pulled that through in my hair. And Mallory, you have no idea like how much like you made me become comfortable with like how I present and how I interact with other people in the world, and like allowed me to be my gayest self with her, because she is the alliest of allies.
Okay, Mallory. Is she the one I met in Fire Island?
Yes, she came to Fire Island with some of her Dallas gays. And it really just shows like how transformative like that relationship can be. Even if you're being cunty with each other, we also had some like pretty vulnerable moments, or like raw moments.
Okay, well, first of all, I think that peak gay power is a fresh fade and a nice coffee.
Hello.
Like literally, like that
Gay
is
culture.
power. I also have been seeing, well, okay, let's talk about the drama of this. I have been went to this one barbershop like when I first moved here, and it was kind of first come, first serve when you first went in. And a barbershop is very different than a hair salon.
Yeah.
And I would always get so nervous in there because it was like so insane and like everyone's yelling. They're all yelling at each other. And like I was like very good boy, fall in line.
Yeah.
So I went to this one guy forever. And then after COVID, like the barbershop like closed down, whatever. So I started going to the other guy who was better.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nick. Love you. Go see him. Art of Fades. But oh my God, the things that Nick and I talk about, I'm pretty sure I've shown him like videos of me getting fucked. Like,
well,
I like literally, like,
that's trust.
Like literally love Nick.
Yeah.
We tell each other we love each other.
Yeah.
He has listened to the podcast. He's like saw it on social.
Work.
Like literally Nick and Aaron at Art of Fades are family.
Love it.
Family.
Well, hey.
Well, hey.
What are your parting shots?
Okay, well, I think we talk a little bit more about our fantasies and our parting shots.
Okay.
Because we've lived in the fantasy of the beauty salon.
Yeah.
And we loved it. If you could have an extreme home makeover, if you could have a makeover, and you could have any hair that you want, you get to sit down in the chair. Elle Woods is there.
Yeah.
So is Jennifer Coolidge. And you can walk out with any hair. What are you getting?
Okay. I have two answers to this. One is like what my dream hair would have been at the age that I was getting the highlights.
Okay.
But I thought like this was too gay. Was I absolutely wanted a faux hawk. Because that's what Marco from Degrassi had. And that's what every other metrosexual had. And I wanted one so bad. And yeah. So anyway, but my actual dream hair makeover, if I could have and my hair would grow this way, would be a very like 90s Hugh Grant, Notting Hill. Like,
oh, that's hot.
Yeah.
I'm hard for that.
Yeah, that would be
sure.
What about you?
Okay, well, I hadn't thought about this originally, and then when you said the hair you wanted back then, I wanted Nick Carter's bowl cut so bad.
No, but yes.
So bad.
Yeah.
And I remember Nick Carter specifically being someone that I would say to my sister or other people, like, I think he's so cool.
Oh.
And that meant I want to fuck him.
Who's your favorite? Nick.
Nick.
Yeah.
The bowl cut. And I wanted that so bad. Or Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Like,
oh, yeah. That
and so I tried to let my mom let my hair grow out. Well, turns out, title holders, I'm balding. And I always have been. And so I've never really gotten to, like, I haven't really experimented much.
Yeah.
I've been in a regrowth era where I'm trying to just make sure it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
But if I could have any hair, I would want long, like, I want a man bun. But not like a long man bun, like I can't say it now.
Who?
Val from Dancing with the Stars. His hair.
Yeah.
I also think he's one of the hottest people ever, but his hair is so long and then he'll put it back and he's got these cheekbones. Anyway, I want hair that someone can grab on and ride me like Seabiscuit.
I know that's right. And with that, should we take it from Yeehaw to Yes Queen?
Let's do it,
The
girl.
part in our show where we rank topics that we've talked about on a scale from Yeehaw to Yes Queen.
Producer Sammy is going to flash them, and we will give a response and a reminder that neither Yeehaw nor Yes Queen are bad. First up, 5Ks. They aren't either.
Let me think on this. I think
the one you did was Yes Queen because it was sponsored by Pi Beta Phi.
Exactly. I am gonna say Yes Queen. I'm saying Yes Queen because, like I said at the top, a 5K can be transformative. Just like the beauty shop can. And if you are going to become the most expressive version of yourself through a 5K, honey, that's pretty damn yes, queen.
Okay, well, fuck off. And shout out to all the people who married into families where they have to do a turkey trot on Thanksgiving. I see you and I wouldn't go. Frosted tips.
Yeehaw.
I mean, both.
Yeah.
Like, they are yeehaw, and they are yes queen.
Yeah.
But the way that they are like a specific version of Yeehaw,
Yeah.
where it was like, who was daring enough to get the highlights? And once the quarterback of the football did it, baby,
Yeah,
everyone
everybody
did. But I never did the full highlight. See, I just did the tips.
Well, see, that's what I was going to say. When you have the frosted tips, you have to have a specific hairdo, which is where the ice spiker comes in, I assume, where you put it at the front and you pull your hair forward, and those are your frosted tips. Well, that was Guy Fieri stole your look. I
mean,
sorry.
Honestly, you heard it here first.
Got to be.
Okay.
Oh, I think it's intersection of Yeehaw and
it
Yes
is the
Queen.
intersection, because also Got to Be is what I put in my fucking hair for Lady Gaga.
Yes.
Hello.
No, I know, because when I'm thinking I need something where my hair is gonna fucking stick, Got to Be.
Bitch.
It's got to be.
It's got to be. Glued.
Glued, yes,
Oh
exactly.
my God, bitch. The way that my hair didn't move at Gaga.
Yeah.
All right,
Well, I think we really summed it up, and we're gonna say,
y'all come back now, you queer. Queer Coded Country is created and hosted by Hunter Poole and Tucker Travis. Produced and edited by Sammy Junio.